Welcome to Bears Banner. Chicago Bears win today 24-10 against the Detroit Lions. My name is Bernard Muhammad, and on the broadcast alongside of me today is Guy Moore, Mike Alton sitting in for Jay Beasley, Tammy Harris, and Keith Flournoy. Jay may be able to join us shortly. I'm not sure. Jay is a season ticket holder, and it started pouring down rain and immediately after the game, so he may not be able to get a feed, or I'm sure he doesn't want to stand in the rain. How about them Bears today?
Victory.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man, nothing like a victory Sunday. Yeah. Hey, how's everybody doing today? I know everybody is excited. A couple of us picked up some W's today in our selection for the Bears. Mike, I think the only one on the broadcast that picked up that L.
Thank God, because I would have been able to live with him being 4-0.
Hey, I had to let y'all catch up. You know,
whatever.
Just letting y'all catch up. But the problem was for the whole week, you know, your boy was so secretive in what he was gonna do. Like he was over there trying to battle Iraq or something. He's like, oh yeah, no, I don't know who's gonna call the plays. I don't know who's gonna be starting at quarterback. So I just said, you know what? He don't know nothing anyway. So just go against him. You know, make it easy.
That's true. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody who's watching us right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch TV. We got a victory Sunday today for the Bears, and whenever we get a victory, Club Dub is back open for business. Yeah, nothing like having Club Dub open. Matter of fact, the last time Club Dub was open, the defense got it open, but today the offense got Club Dub open. Hey, so hey, man, this game, how did Justin Fields look today? Hey, Plank, what do you thought?
Man, I thought he was composed. He actually brought it. You could see he wasn't the moment wasn't too large for him. He kept his composure. He made sure he talked to the players. He kept an even keel. He was just a general, so I thought he did a great job today.
Okay, I did a great job. Hey, what do you thought, Tammy, about Justin Fields? How did he look today?
I think he definitely had more composure in the pocket. He didn't hold on to the ball as long, so that was good. But to me, that was just a matter of him finding his rhythm. Anyway, he just needed a little time. He's getting comfortable, and I know a lot of people, feel like, oh, he wasn't ready. But I mean, none of the rookies who started were great in their first few games. They all had to kind of get settled in. So I think people doubting him early, was not the right thing to do. He needed his time, just like the other rookies got their time. But I think the offensive line did great in giving him time, and I think the play calling was much better. So
okay, that's great. Hey, Guy, how did Justin Fields look to you today?
You know what? He's a rookie. Things are going to happen. But as I was telling you guys on the text, you can probably show me about Hall of Fame, so many Hall of Fame quarterbacks. That back shoulder fade he threw, it was like my eyes was like, what? When it dropped in Mooney's hands, it was right here. It was like it was in stride, but he's going to have growing pains. He's a rookie. But I like his composure. I like his demeanor, too. It doesn't seem like he's 9+. He did pretty good. He had no touchdowns. He had one interception. But the way that he was able to be the commander, and all I wish is he had a better offensive line. With a better offensive line, he'd probably be even 10 times better.
Okay. Hey, quick, how did Justin Fields look to you today?
He looked superb. He looked as though I said why he should be in there going through the growing pains in the first place. He's gonna have his moments, he's gonna have his days, but today he just looked like he was a competitor. And after that performance, one thing that if you listen to him talk, he's probably more down on himself when he doesn't have a great performance. And so last week, I know he's coming out to try to prove himself that he belongs because he hears a bunch of the naysayers. But think about this. This rookie came in today and just showed out. So hopefully it silences the critics on why he should not be out there. And that's it. I mean, hey.
Okay. Hey, Justin Fields was 11 of 17 today, 209 yards passing. no TDs, but one INT, and INT was on the tip ball for those who didn't see the game.
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job as a rookie. He made some awesome throws. I mean that one throw on the to Mooney. I mean, it's not too many Bears quarterbacks. Matter of fact, that Robinson. Let me go back to that Robinson throw right there on the sideline. That was a grown man throw.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
It was a hell of a catch and a grown man throw.
We want to keep in mind is this is only his second week even been able to get any reps with the first team.
Yep.
So that's actually pretty criminal when you think about it from a coaching perspective. You've got a player that you expect to be your second string quarterback that you purposely keep him away from having any reps with the first string wide receivers, the first string linemen, anything. So that didn't make a whole lot of sense. So I think he's definitely working at a deficit, but he shined through greatly today.
Hey, but you know what? You know, was the one thing that just showed me how much of a competitor he was. Remember, he got hit and he fumbled the ball. Everybody's bouncing around, and you look back 5 or 10 yards. Who gets the fumble recovery? Him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Chasing down his fumble. Hey, I see one of our Facebook users said if you notice, they still kept him in the pocket a lot. That he thinks that limit them. Let me share one other comment from one of our Facebook users before we go on to some of the other things we want to discuss. The Bears played decent football today. The rookie played up to his potential. The O-line did some real soul searching and played with more continuity. The special thing about Fields is his poise and confidence. Go Bears. Hey, thank you for the Facebook user. I'm sorry we can't see your name. I agree with you. It was good to see Justin Fields at the end of that game smiling. I mean, to see him guys high-fiving him, and he had that smile on his face versus last week where, even though he's an even killed guy, that last week game, I definitely would shake anybody, but that's a great way to bounce back because sometimes, growing up, that bully beats your butt real good. And sometimes that's what you need for you to draw some courage is that bully to bully you. And you can either do this. You're going to stand up to the next bully, or if not, you're going to be getting bullied the rest of your life because the other bullies are watching this. And what we saw last week was the Bears team just got bullied and beat up. And they showed today that they wasn't going to sit down and take that beating that they took last week, which I'm glad to see that because if they did not stand up today, you might as well, there's like a Jaye would say, Katie barred the door because that's what was going to be.
Man.
Hey, let's look at some of these bragging rights before we move on to this. Quick finally, Quick is 3-1. Guy is 3-1, and Jaye is 3-1. We got a 3-way tie going on right now. I'm 2-2. Matter of fact, everybody's tied in some form. Plank is 2-2, and Tammy's 2-2.
And we all have winning. We all have 500 records.
Yeah. So hey, Plank, we had something that we wanted to add to the broadcast. When if you could add that to the stream, so when we get to it, I'll be able to add it in.
Okay, what were you looking for?
What?
Facebook message?
Yes, the Facebook message. Facebook message. Sorry, yep. As a matter of fact, when you bring the other one, we'll get to that. I know it's one of the Facebook rules that say he throws a nice deep ball. He definitely does throws a nice deep
spiral
ball.
And everything.
Yeah, he had more than one throw today. He had two to Mooney by themselves.
Yeah.
The one up the sideline and the one on the first opening drive is straight down the middle on the double move. And
it's
ready
he hit him in stride.
Okay, got it, Plank. Okay. So hey, let's move to the who you think was doing the play calling today? I mean,
wasn't that clear?
Tammy.
I think we should let Tammy go first on this one because he called this.
Well, I mean, I think it was pretty obvious, even though one of our users kind of thinks that it wasn't. A noticeable difference. He thought the difference was totally the offensive line.
Jaye Beasley.
Hey, Jaye.
Jaye Beasley.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
What's
The
up?
offensive line did do a better job today than they did last week, but I think that there was a noticeable difference in the play and in the play design. So I think that was one thing that helped them to operate better, just in my opinion. And y'all already know, it was plain as day that Laser was doing the play calling because those were not the same plays from the past 3 weeks.
Okay. Hey Jay, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. So I'm actually on my way home from the game. I just want to jump on. They want to abandon y'all real quick, but man, Tammy, your husband did his thing. I told Ed and Bruce after the first series, the first play they came out with, they had a fullback. I was like, wow. I was like, okay, this ain't no Nagy play.
See, there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Jay
yeah,
done made it today. Jay back to the Jay we know and love.
Yeah, Thanos left, man.
right.
Yeah, Jay was hot last
He's
week.
smiling and everything. He's smiling.
Right. So I just want to jump on real quick and tell y'all, hey, the Bears did their thing today. Hey, that's all we can ask for. One game at a time. We'll see what happens next week in Vegas. I'm out of here.
Okay, all right.
Good job,
If you can get back on before we go off, Jay, please get back on. I know you're trying to drive home, and
Yeah, be safe.
Be safe.
Yeah, all right, y'all.
Okay.
All right.
So anyway, we had one of our Facebook users who had a comment earlier, and hey, Guy, do you want to address what he said? Can you see that?
Yeah, it's one of my lifelong friends, Daryl, who's like a sports savant. He says, I'm certain Bill Lazor's calling the plays. This looks similar to the package Lazor called for Trubisky last season. A lot of single back, 2 tight end sets, I formation, and even sets from the pistol. Nagy has not been that balanced. I couldn't agree more. It was just eye popping, man. You know,
Ever.
and yeah, exactly. And that's the difference. And that's all we're trying to say. We've been trying to say, you get a guy who's an offensive coordinator who understands how to make adjustments. I mean, people can sit up here and talk about, oh, the offensive line sucks, and say, yeah, it is what it is. But the thing is, this is what you got to work with. What you gonna do? You know, you slide protection, you may go max protect, you may go pistol, you may go 2 tight end. But what you do is try to make it as comfortable as possible as you can for Fields to execute. And now that you see Montgomery, and I hope to God that he's okay. You see what happens when we run the ball? He was like the yards after carry came today, man. They couldn't stop him. He gets a nice little goal line run where he's like about 4 or 5 yards out, and it was just like will over skill, man. So now you see the difference with when a real offensive coordinator who can take 15 plays from the beginning and realize that you can deviate from those plays if you see something that you can exploit. So there you have it.
Great point. Hey, Tammy, since you know we always make fun that you're saying that's your husband. Who was calling the plays today?
I already said, but
you did already. I'm sorry, I lost my place.
Laser. But y'all know I gotta have melanin in the husband role. But
Right.
I'm just saying, I like Laser, but you know.
Right. That's what I said. We always joking with you about that. Hey, Plank, who was calling the plays today?
Man, it was clear. First of all, we had more running plays in the first quarter than I've seen in the first 5 games, the first 3 games combined.
Amen.
So that was clearly Bill Lazor. You actually saw him with some tight end sets. You actually saw him changing plays, doing some momentum-based things, and he wasn't scared to let Justin Fields go back there and pass as well. So it was interesting. I was watching the game and I saw a couple plays where Nagy had a play book in his hand. And he just kept looking at it, but it was clear he wasn't talking to nobody else. He wasn't communicating with nobody else, but he wanted to give the impression that he might have had something to do with how the offense was doing. It was clear that was Bill Lazor's day, and I thought he did a great job as well.
That was a Chipotle menu.
Hey, Plank. Hey, Plank, that sounded like last year when Guy had made the reference to Nagy should be given that remote control for the video games with no batteries.
No batteries anyway. He just
to make him think he's playing in the game. How you do with children, and you just like, man, my son is driving me crazy. So I'm just gonna give him his remote control and let him think he's playing with me.
Yep.
Hey, a guy I noticed that one of your friends. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but he mentioned the I formation.
Oh,
And
Daryl, yeah.
Daryl, I'm sorry, Daryl. And Jay mentioned the I formation. And one thing we do know is Nagy is against the I formation. So we know right there that was not him calling the I formation. But who you think was calling those plays? We know it's obvious, but what did you see different that you let you know that Nagy was not calling the plays?
Speed. You saw guys making decisions and hitting holes fast. You saw Justin step back. The one thing which was really interesting and indicative, you saw him do like a 1 or 2 step drop and he threw it to like I want to say it was like a slant route or whatever. And it looked like he had a dart, like he was throwing darts and he was like, boom. It just seemed more fluid. Of course, the dead giveaway, is they ran the ball like crazy. But it was one of those things where somebody said, give Nagy credit.
Credit.
Well, he looked good. Nagy
Give
looked
credit
good
for
on the
what? That's what
sideline with
I'm
his fit and stuff, And this ain't even dogging Nagy. It's about how they played today. And I get tired of hearing so many people talk about, oh, they only play the Detroit Lions. It's like, yeah, but you know what? That's why you play the games, man. If you think that's some BS, ask New England what happened with the Giants. If what's true about that 100%, then New England should have went undefeated. I mean, that's why they play the games, man. Guys show up, but then again, as I say, you take that Detroit Lions team right now, and you have them play Alabama, and they'll beat the brakes off of them. So
Hey,
you still got to play the
Hey
game.
guy, I think you appreciate this from Can You Fit Me In?
Nagy has cell phone with no service, but out there in front. Now, remember those big brick phones, man? Remember, guys, remember the cell phone service was like, if you went to the little cheapo company or whatever back in the day, it was like almost like 9,000 cents a minute. And these brothers be sitting on the phone with that big box phone. Yeah, okay, such and such. You look, the light ain't even on. It don't even work.
hey, but no, let me tell you something about Nagy today. He
Okay.
did actually what a head coach is supposed to do. So he was engaged in the game. As a matter of
Mhm.
fact, he made a couple challenges to a couple plays, which is something if he was just sitting and trying to be offensive coordinator, he wouldn't even picked up on. So Nagy, just being the head coach, actually benefited the rest of the team instead of him trying to worry about every play with the offense. So I thought he did a good job, and he gets credit for the win anyway. So as far as giving him credit, you're right. He gets credit for the win, but I don't ever want to see him calling plays in the NFL again.
Yeah,
Just
hey
like you
Plank,
should. I'm sorry.
that's such a great point, and I think that's one of our biggest complaints, Ben, is him trying to be an offensive coordinator and not managing the game. And too often in the game, you would hear him say stuff. This, even if it happened on defense, he'd say, "Hey, I got to look at the film." And I know some stuff you do have to look at the film, but it was things in the game where you knew he just didn't even know what was going on because why? He's looking at the next play.
Right.
And he was able to look like he was talking to guys on the sideline, cheering them on, or maybe look like a few guys. He was saying some stuff that made them feel uncomfortable. Hey, quick, what did you see today out of the Bears offense that made you know that Nagy was not calling the offense? I don't know. You went mute.
Mike quick.
Hold on. You mute on your
Here
side.
I go. Here I go.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I said I was laughing at the last comment that you made because you basically saying that it looks like Nagy was doing his job.
There you go.
Is that what you're saying? It looks like he's finally doing his
Basically.
job.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Okay. I knew Laser was calling the plays, and I was like, man, I'm finna lose because that first ball that he threw deep to Mooney was the same ball that Williams dropped last year in the end zone against the Saints. And when Laser was calling the play, it was the exact same play.
Yep.
Right. And so Montgomery had 20 rushes. Williams had so many rushes. Nagy has never ran the ball probably more than 15, 16 times.
Yep.
I mean, he's got maybe one game where they rush for 20 yards, but other than that, you got to run, you got to play defense in order to win. And as a head coach, sometimes you got to stay in your lane and let other people earn their check. And if the man, I still don't understand, but I'm glad that we getting it back over to him. The man had 5 games last year where he scored 30 points,
Mhm.
and you say, you know what, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna take it back over. For what?
Right.
Let the man
Yeah.
do his job. He scored. What they scored? 24 today.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Monday Nagy's gonna come out. Well, I don't know who's gonna call the plays next week. Come on, man, stop doing that.
And
You
you know what
messing
makes
with
it
my
worse?
pitch, man.
If you look at what happened today with the Bears, let's go to the offense, specifically the offense of what we saw today. When you look at the Bears today, the Bears scored more points in today's game by the offense than they scored through 3 games by the offense, which is an incredible turnaround. And it shouldn't be, because getting 24 points in the NFL in today's game is pretty much the norm. I mean, I think the average score in the NFL's game is somewhere between 21, 22 points. So if you get anything less than that, you're not winning any games unless you're getting turnover. But overall, how did the offense look? We can look at some of these stats in a few minutes. I thought Montgomery ran excellent, and hopefully he's okay. I'm not
We gotta look
sure.
at that.
Yeah. Yeah, but how did the offense look overall, and what kind of grade would you give the offense today? Tammy.
I think the offense looked pretty good overall. I think Montgomery was great. I thought Justin was solid. He was making his connections. He seemed confident and, in his passes. I mean, of course, yes, he had a few, rookie mistakes and just stuff that happens in NFL games. But overall, the offense looked great. I won't great. I'll say good. To me, I would give him a B. I would give him a B. And one thing, an additional that I would say about Nagy is I don't want him to fail, especially if he's our coach. But the thing is, Bill Belichick, which a lot of people believe he's one of the absolute greatest coaches of all times, his first head coaching job, he did horrible. Was it with the Browns? I can't remember.
Cleveland,
He
95.
did horrible. And he actually stepped back and became, I think, an OC again. Again, and had to learn and had to grow. And then later he was ready to become a head coach again. So sometimes you have to step back, learn, and grow. So hopefully Nagy can do that, even if it's not with us. But if he can do it with us, great. But I don't know. But he might need to go back and actually learn. People forget or they ignore that he only had 1 year as an offensive coordinator, and he wasn't really the one running. So he does not know as much as he thinks he knows. He got a lot to learn, and I wish he would go back and learn it. But I think the offense did great. I think that Laser did a much better job at calling the plays. I think the connections were there. I think the balance in the run game and the passing game was there. It was good to see, even though we still got work to do, a pretty efficient offense on the field.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry, I got 2 versions of Plank in there. I don't know which one to remove.
He's a
Just close your eyes and point. That one. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one right there.
That's a sexy dude. Put him on there 10 times.
I know that's right, bro.
Hey, Plank, tell Tammy, what was your grade for the Bears offense today?
A B.
A B.
Everybody
Okay.
thinks that I'm pretty bad on the offense. I think they did great. David Montgomery ran for 106 yards. Damian Williams came back, ran for 55 yards on 8 carries. Justin Fields averaged 12 yards a throw, which is great with well over 60%. From an offensive standpoint, the offensive linemen did a good job. They got a lot of bad press from last week with 9 sacks, but the entire offense came together, and that was a great showing.
Okay, great point. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody who's watching us today on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch TV. Hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit that red subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're not on our Facebook fan page, join our Facebook fan page. It's called Bears Banter Talk Show.
Quick question. Wait, one thing.
Tammy.
So, I want to know what Keith's grade was, but I also want to point out that even though we did well, we were horrible on third down conversion. We were 1 and 8. That's
Okay,
hard.
good point. I gave him a B plus.
Okay.
The B plus. Okay. Hey, Guy, how did you grade the offense today?
I give them no fingers. So you know what? I would have given them a B, but I'm gonna on one. And believe it or not, that's you guys gonna trip when I say this. I gotta give them a B plus. You want to know why? Because I want to say it was either third or fourth down. They needed to get a yardage. They ran a almost like a trap block play where everybody went right and Montgomery went left and got the yards. And I'm like, I'm not used to that. I mean, they played fast, they were concise, they didn't sit around and lollygag. Guys were going. Anytime you rush 39 times for 188 yards and four of your guys get double digits with Montgomery and Williams getting like their longs like 24, 23. I think Mooney had one for 10. Justin Fields had it. His long was 11. He had 3 for 9. Anytime you run the ball, good things happen. They didn't make a lot of stupid mistakes. I got to give him a B plus.
Okay, give him a big plus. Hey, quick, how do you grade the offense?
Well, considering that they doubled up their offensive production in one game, I mean, give them an F. No, I'm just they doubled up their offensive production in one game. They did some things well. Still got to work on a couple of things. So I mean, I give them an overall. With the rookie in, I'm gonna upgrade the grade from Plank and give them like an A minus. What they did well was they ran the ball and they gave the defense some rest. So this is why I'm gonna slam the defense when we get to that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, bring it.
Yeah, I give the offense a B today. I was almost leaning towards a B minus, but I'm gonna give them a regular B. I thought they was very productive early on, but I did think in the second quarter they kind of got stagnant a little bit. Not really like it seemed like they wasn't really sure what did they want to do offensively. But what I will like to see, even with that B, I want to see them put that check down play in there a little bit more for Justin, because there were times where he needed somebody as a safety valve where he could just dump that ball underneath. And I don't think it was that he didn't see it. I don't believe there was a route ran for a safety. So sometimes it's what are the routes in that route tree that players are running. So I didn't see that. Unfortunately, not having the coach's view or not being in the stadium, I can't see the whole field. But I give him a B. It was a well-balanced offense. They had 17 attempts by the quarterback. And, hey, Plank, what was it about, like 20-something running attempts? Hold on, I think Plank got the stats down here. Let's add this to the stream so we can pull that in. Here we go.
Yeah, we just changed it to defense.
Oh, okay. Move the offense if we can. I'm sorry. We'll come back out. I just want to see the offense stats. Okay. Okay, there we go right there. I know those of us who can't read, we got to pull out our reading glasses.
That's why I got my stuff on a big screen TV.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good offensive production. It looked like David Montgomery. That's a little small for me. It looked like it was 21 carries for 108. There we go, Plank. Thank you. For 108 yards, averaging 4.8 a carry, 2 TDs. Damien Williams looked like 8 carries, maybe about 56 yards. The Bears look like, well, we'll leave the defensive stats on the other side when we come back to it. Looked like they did a good job on Jared Goff. He wants to throw those interceptions to you.
He wants to give you the ball.
He wants to give you the ball. It's just a matter of us capitalizing on those 1-2s, making sure we make the best out of those 1-2s that he wants to do. Why deny that man of that interception he wants to throw? Catch it. Catch that interception when he wants to throw it to you.
Right.
Hey, let's get to the other side of the ball, because the Bears gave up 14 points today, which is not bad, but it was getting a little nervous energy, at least I could say from what I was watching of the defense that I was starting to see. From as far as how the defense looked today, to me, I thought the Bears front seven. Let me get that off the screen. I thought the Bears front seven is the strength of this team, but there are some concerns to me still from the secondary. when if a team could kind of like when they moved, when Golf kind of stepped in the pocket, was able to avoid a few of those sacks. The Bears secondary still, other than Johnson, is times where they're just not on the screen. They hit that blown coverage in the middle of the field that led to a touchdown. They're gonna have to fix that, but I don't know how you fix that with Eddie Jackson and was that Deion Bush?
Yeah.
I don't know how you fix it with those two. Hey, let's start off with the two defensive guys. We'll start with Quick and come back to Plank. Hey, Quick, how did the defense look?
They suck, just plain and simple. The reason why I say that is that Detroit was in the red zone, I think 6 times. One of the times they screwed up when the fumble came back and hit the guy, and our defensive guy just gets the fumble. But we can't stop a nosebleed, man. It's just crazy. Let's put it in perspective. Golf threw for 299 yards against our defense, and they ran for like 80 some yards. Man, that's not good. And I mean, we still talking about the Lions, who going into the game, I all I knew about was Jamal Williams. That was it. And the Bears usually own Golf, especially when he was with the Rams. So we got to do better. If I had to grade them guys, I'd give them a C-, only because we won.
Okay, give them C-. Hey, Plank, how did the defense look to you
Oh my
today?
God! I thought the defense looked pretty well. First of all,
take them glasses off. No, go ahead.
Well, first of all, if you have 3 successive series within the red zone, and they come away with 0 points, that is defense. I don't know what y'all expect it to be.
How do you get down there though? Why are you in the red zone?
Okay, you want to be chicken or leg? You're looking at a game where the defense gave up 14 points and you won. And you guys are still complaining that the defense didn't play up to their capabilities.
How do you get in that red zone 6 times?
They gave up 14 points in an NFL game.
The only one that dragged me was Mike. So far, the only one that dragged was Mike. So don't say y'all yet.
That's because you're going to smile and...
Say what?
That's because you just gonna smile like, yeah, we won, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, think about it though. You can't have it both ways.
I can't blur that out, but
wow, I'm missing a lot.
You missed a
lot.
Tell me wrong, boy. I try to tell you.
Don't continue, Plank.
Okay, no, seriously, we can't have it both ways. If the defense gave up 14 points, that's what you grade people on. What's their final grade? Not, well, they failed on an algebra test 10 years ago. Well, okay, what grade did they get in the class? Oh, they got an A? Okay, then don't talk about it. The defense gave up 14 points in an NFL game. That's got to be at least a B+. Stop it.
That was the Lions. The Lions are always known to kill themselves every year.
Right.
You can't do that against. You can't do that against real teams. You cannot do that.
The Lions win every game they played up to this point.
What's the record?
They don't have all the semblance of an 0-14.
They're 0-4 though.
Tammy, how did defense look to you, Tammy?
Well, I agree with Keith more than I agree with
That's all the time.
Jaye, once again.
But what I'll say is, I was going to say exactly what Keith said. 4 out of 6 times, I believe it was, they stopped them in the red zone, so that counts for something. They held them to 14 points, so that counts for something. Where I think the first half, I thought the defense was like playing great. I thought they had heart, they were in it. I mean, y'all know I can't stand Eddie Jackson, and I know Keith can't stand him either. I just really think he's a waste of space. They just need to, whoever his backup is, just put him in there and see what they got, because he's not really contributing anything. I mean, I'm surprised he actually caught that pass, that forward pass that they said was an illegal pass, that Max threw to him, but I mean, at least he was actually there. So that was a surprise. But I think the defense, until the second half, that's when they started like faltering a little bit in my opinion. But I think overall, I think they played well. I mean, I'll give them a B minus.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a C.
I actually give the defense a B minus as well. I thought they played well. Just my concerns is just the secondary. But they still had those moments where they make you nervous. But I thought that overall the defense still gets a grade of a B minus. And I thought that front seven, Quinn is actually playing football, and Mac is getting after the players. I mean, Mac is actually on the football team again. I was wondering what was happening to him. We
Yeah,
had
stop
Jay for a
playing.
minute. I don't know what happened to Jay. Hey, guy, hold on. Where did Jay go? I had Jay on here for a minute. We lost him again. Hey, guy, how do you grade the defense and how they look to you today?
Well, Plank, you said, what do you want, the chicken or the egg? What if you're vegan? What do you think? You know what? I have to give it to. I'm going to give it Bears like I would say I'd have to do an average and do it in two parts. The defense itself as a whole, as far as today, 14 points. They had a little more bounce. They had the turnovers. That part gets an A. Tito brother drops him down to a B. And you want to know why? Because on that 121-yard reception that they had, it's like you can't. Sometimes you fall and things happen, but it just seemed like everything bad that happened, Eddie Jackson was either right there or next door. And I'm not trying to bang the cat, but I am. It's like, and you know what? And here's the deal. You know the defense played good, and people start talking about stats and all that stuff. I mean, Roquan had 10 tackles. Alex Ogletree was everywhere, man. This dude had like 11 tackles with 9 solos and a tackle for loss. But the thing is, when it comes to Jackson, man, it's like it's just too many times that big plays are happening on his side of the ball or something that he did. So I'm going to give him a B. I'll give him a B for all his, intents and purposes.
Okay. Hey, Plank, is that the defensive stats down there that you have, Plank?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, let's bring up and look at some of these defensive stats. Somebody who got some young eyes, maybe have to be Tammy or Mike. Y'all got the youngest eyes on the group. Maybe y'all can help us with this. I think Plank can see it pretty good. There we go.
Oh, I see it. What would you?
We just kind of run. Who's that leading the tackles?
That was Ogletree. 11. He had 11 totals and 9 solos. But here's something else too, man. Doesn't even go into the stats. Eddie Goldman came back. He didn't even hit the scratch sheet. But a lot of times you have a body of familiarity in there. A guy does good. Sometimes he's kind of more important in that respect. So.
But here's the other question. Even with him, they were running the ball right up the middle majority of the time. They wasn't even trying to get outside. They were running the ball almost right at him. So that's why I was talking about the consideration of the grades. Those are things that on defense, the Bears are known as run stoppers, right? We know that the defense and the secondary is kind of, I don't know, Tammy's cousin, Eddie Jackson is back there. I seen him fall again on the tackle. I'm like, oh my goodness, gee. Oh my God, not again. Why don't you buy some more shoes, Eddie? Come on, man.
Talk about Tito brother.
Man, get some more
That's his new name. I'm going to say his name is Tito's brother now.
One of the Facebook users put the secondary holds the defense back. That's a good observation.
That's a fact.
That's
you guys are just defensive haters. Jeez.
I love the defense.
No,
I love it. I think the defense is good. But
wait.
I just think that secondary could let a team back in like they were doing, almost did today. But that doesn't mean the defense didn't get a B. I said a B minus, but the secondary could be exploited. If that line does not get there, that secondary will give up at least a busted deep pass every game.
I got a question for you. How many points did they give up today?
They gave up 14, and that's a B.
They could have given
14 points is a B in an NFL game?
Well, we got one turnover that was not forced in the red zone. It was just a weird snap.
Right. He snapped the ball too early.
And also, I don't know what they was thinking earlier. They should have took a field goal. You in the close game. Why are you rushing? That's a coaching error. That's a coaching error. You take the 3 points in that game. You were only down by, I think at that time it was what 14-0. Why don't you?
Well,
think
it sounds like we watched two different games.
No,
No,
I'm
no,
just saying. I'm just telling stuff that I actually seen in the game. That there are some room for improvement. That
Absolutely.
even though
Absolutely.
the defense gave up
That's what I'm
14
saying,
points,
Plank.
you play a better team. You play a better team. They make probably better decisions in that red zone.
You
Maybe
want to
they
know what I
take
saw
those
today?
field goals. Maybe you don't get that weird snap that keeps them from not getting some points.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
we
know.
got it. You know what I saw today? I saw Duke Shelley make a play that he hasn't been able to make for the last 3 games. That goes down to coaching. So that's absolutely something new. I agree. The secondary is the weakness of our team, but we can't have it both ways, people. Look at all of the scores for the rest of the NFL games and tell me how many teams get held to 14 points.
We
sat there. They paid Duke Shelley how many millions of dollars to make a play?
He don't get paid millions.
Hey, Plank,
he might get a buck 35.
We talking about coaching, and remember when the Lions coach first came into the league, he was talking about, we're gonna have to bite him in the ankles and hit him in the back of the head in order to win a couple of games when he first came in. So we talking about the coach. They actually should have had 2 field goals, which would have extended it to 20.
Agreed.
But that's what I'm saying. They made some bad business. Well, Eddie Jackson making business.
He's stealing money.
They made some decisions where you sit back as an average football fan, like all the decisions you had, you chose D on the test. Like, come on, man. You be sitting there like, I mean, I want the Bears to win, but I be sitting there sometimes looking like, man, what is the coach doing?
Hold on. Y'all hear my ringtone?
I hope that ain't busted.
Who's that?
Hold on. Let's zoom in on you, guy.
There you go.
That's my phone. Let me answer that real quick. Hold on. Hey, Plank. Hey, Plank. I got Mama say Mama Messiah, Mama Desire on the phone, and he says that he's benching Eddie, and you're starting next week. So get your bags. Go to Vegas, Plank. You better not get burnt because we're gonna get on Bears banner. We're gonna light you up.
I cannot be burnt. Okay.
Hey, what our Facebook users
I had
say,
a joke in there, but this is
what our Facebook users say, this was against Detroit though. Cleveland and LA, we gave up 30 points. Okay, let's move to the next thing. Since we've been mentioning coaching, hey, let's start out with you, Tammy. What do you think about coaching? How do you grade the coach overall coaching today for the Bears?
Overall coaching?
Yes.
I'll give the overall coaching a B+. And that's because I get Nagy an A for stepping his you know what to the side. I think the offense and the defense both improved from the last game. I would give them both a B. I'm giving them a plus, like I said, because Nagy stepped to the side.
Hey, Plank, what do you give? How do you grade the coaching today?
I agree. I think the coaches did a good job. Offense looked a whole lot better than the 9 sacks we gave up last week. It looked like we had a cadence, we had a process, and they had a plan. From a defensive perspective, the side is doing a pretty good job. You know, they didn't make all the plays that were out there to be made, but I think the coaches put them in a good position to win the game, which we ended up doing.
Okay, hey Guy, how do you grade the coaching today?
I'd give it all an overall B. I mean, all you can ask for is make adjustments. Take what the L that you had and try to improve on it. Defense, like I say, gave up 14 points. Offense moved the ball. They did everything. I mean, for what we've had, mine is kind of, course, on a sliding scale because we've been, kind of terrible on both sides. So I got to give them B's across the board. Yeah, terrible with a U. Terrible.
Charles Barkley, terrible.
I give the coaching staff today a B. I thought they did make some adjustment on both sides of the field from the previous 3 games. They ran a more balanced offense. The offense actually put up points. The defense actually got some stops today. They created some turnovers. They put pressure on the quarterback. That a great performance. There are some things to improve. You know, you have to improve as you go into the next couple of this stretch, because this is not going to be an easy stretch. So it's good to see the Bears going into this stretch with good offensive and defensive performance. And I believe this might be the first time in a long time that I actually gave both sides of the ball a passing grade of a B in the same game. It's probably a first for me, because there's always one side of the field that kind of suck a little worse than the other side of the field. Hey, Mike, how do you grade the coaching today?
They did all right. I mean, offensively, they put Justin in position to make some plays. Defensively, my frustration is there's a lot of veterans on this defense that was here when the defense was creating turnovers and just causing total havoc. And you know, that's just my thing. I'll give them. I'll be easy and give them a B, just because I like some of the things that the offense was doing today. I'm gonna be hard on the defense because I played defense, and if I'm out there with a guy like
played offense too.
Yeah. Hey, in college I played defense, and so if I'm out there with a guy like Eddie Jackson, I can't even concentrate on my job because I'm looking at him like, man, what he about to do? You know. Shout out to my boy Omar Taylor that played arena with me, who was terrible, and I always had to look over there at him like, what is Omar about to do? Omar Taylor from Montana. I'm speaking to you. You're terrible. Go ahead.
So the Bears win today 24-14 against the Detroit Lions. The opponent next week is the Raiders. I was about to call them the Oakland Raiders. I forget what city they in.
Yeah.
They changed cities so much. I believe they're in what? San Diego? Las Vegas. I'm sorry, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to keep up that city they're gonna be in. They changed cities so much. How did they do today? Is it they playing today or is it later today? Because I know they was 3-0.
They played they played the Chargers.
Okay.
I think later on today that might be the maybe that's the Monday game. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I know they was 3-0 coming into this weekend.
I'll tell you what, Bernard, I didn't expect the Bears to be 2-2 after 4 games. So I was hoping they would, but this is actually slanting them upwards as far as how well I think they're going to do this year.
Okay, that's a great observation. Yeah, I had the Bears being 1-3 at this point of the junction, but you know, so much to me depended on when Justin Fields was going to start and how long Nagy was going to continue calling plays.
Right.
Which I'm glad we've seen some adjustments on those two concerns I had as far as what they're going to stick with Andy Dalton. I mean, no fault of his own. He got injured. You don't wish injuries, at least I don't, on any player. But it's good to see Justin getting that time and to get that first home victory under his belt. I mean, nothing like getting that. As a matter of fact, his first home debut, and he got a victory, which was great. Hold on, we got a couple of Andre Saylor say a win is a win, and he said, "Hold on."
Did he call me Keith?
He called you Keith.
That would be a he down there with Harriet Tubman too. Harriet.
I'm the only one that call you Keith. Everybody else call you Swank.
Sweet cherry.
Yeah, they get a little too familiar with me. Okay.
Coming forth to carry me home.
Hey,
You gonna eat
Mike,
your cornbread.
when is that game, Mike?
Tomorrow night. They play the
Tomorrow
Chargers.
night.
Tomorrow night.
Okay, so the
Monday night
Raiders
game should be a good one.
Okay, so we get a chance to watch them. So when we get to the prediction show, we'll be able to have a better idea of what the Raiders team are. They going to come in facing us 4-0, or are they going to come in facing us 3-1? What time is that game next week? I was trying to pull it up on my phone.
Let's see here. Let us find out.
October 10th,
Got
3:05.
to be the 3, yeah. Because
Yes,
it's
it's
at the
3:05.
Raiders.
Yeah,
So
because
you
that'd be ridiculously early at least for us. Actually, they would have to start early. It's kind of hard to do those games in Vegas if you start at that time because they end up being like 10 o'clock their time just to have a noon game here.
Yeah.
But they have the NFL have and when they did games in London and whenever they do games in London, those games I kind of hate those games because those games usually start about like 9 or 10 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah. Barely awake. Like, oh
It's
man,
like
I
3 in
gotta
the
go hit
afternoon that
somebody.
time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I always miss those games when they show those games in London. I know what they're trying to do is expand the fan base by playing games over in London, but it doesn't work out well. Not for me. I mean, I haven't even got football on my mind yet. I'm still looking at some of the pre-game shows and things like that. And I'm not thinking about a football game in London at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I think the last time the Bears played the Raiders, it was in London. What was that? A couple years ago, I think so. Not sure, but we're gonna have to play some. The bad part about I don't know if you guys have seen the Raiders play this year. They throw a lot of deep balls.
Ooh.
They throw a ton. Henry Ruggs, Waller. What's the other guy's name? I don't know. They all got like 4.2 speed, and I'm be sitting here, Eddie Jackson. I'm like, man, please don't go 1-on-1 with none of them guys, man.
That tight end's a problem, isn't he?
Yeah, Waller. He's
I'm gonna create a position called a plant back for a defensive back. We're gonna put Eddie Jackson there. We're gonna have him stand about 40 yards from the line of scrimmage to do nothing but just stand there and wait, and that's it.
I don't think he's gonna help him.
Put him on the goal line. Just stick him on the goal line.
And he's right there, but one component of that plant back is you don't tackle, you just trip people. But if he can't do that,
I don't think he can do that.
He can't even get close to him to trip him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Eddie,
wow,
what are you doing?
I'm just trying to come up with some suggestions to go from him being sucking horribly to just plain sucking.
They're gonna have to get some pressure on Derek Carr next week. They're gonna, and then the running back, who was that? Jacoby, whatever his name is, he ain't no lightweight.
I think we won the Khalil Mack trade though.
Yeah, but remember Chucky was clowning us that last game we lost to him though. He was talking all that trash, man. I hope they can use that as bulletin board material because I want them to win the game tomorrow and us give them their first L, and that would be sweet. But like they say, if ands and buts was candy and nuts, it'd be Christmas every day.
Hey, so I like before we close today, we got a victory Sunday. It's not that like a victory Sunday, and I know that DJ is in there hyping it up at Club Dub, getting it cranked up.
And but the doorman can't let your boy Tito brother in though. He's like, no, it's for people that win and do stuff. You stand right here, hold this. Just have him the valet sign. Just have him hold it.
Hey, I look forward to us having Club Dub open next week because I can remember, I believe it was last year when John Gruden was making fun of Club Dub. I think he was doing some kind of little joke and dancing and like Club Dub or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna Club Dub you next week. That's what we're gonna
even dance.
Man,
we're gonna Club Dub you, Chucky. Hey, anybody got any closing remarks before we close out for the day?
What is
none?
Oh, I was like, what is
we
that?
Ain't say nothing about no caramel cake or nothing. Why? What's going on?
I like on the list. You need to stop asking for caramel cake. You know you're on the list.
I got me some German chocolate cake over here.
You got some German chocolate cake.
Made with love. I don't want your hate cake.
Enjoy.
Hate.
Enjoy. I always cook with love. That's why you ain't got one yet.
I ain't seen you cut a stove on yet.
We feeling all the love today, with the Bears win, caramel cake,
she gave it
German
to white
chocolate cake. But it's not about cake, it's about getting those W's today.
At least Ray was on the side.
Who's that? Is that Jay? Jay, hold on. Maybe before we close out, Jay just joined back. Let's get Jay in here. What's going on, Jay?
Hey,
Jay. Close out.
Hey y'all, yeah, I was gonna say I kind of figured y'all was gonna be closing out. I'm just
Jay
walking in the
doing the
house.
Spider-Man right now, though.
Right.
Right, right.
And
He
my
walking
boy
on
There
the
we go.
wall.
There you go.
That's
There we
what's
go.
There
up.
you go, Jay. Hey, Jay. I know we missed you on a few things. If you could just do a little quick recap on your grades for offense, defense, and also
Coaches.
what was your feeling again being out there in Soldier Field and this time being there with a. I don't think last time you got a W, did you?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you did. That was our last
yeah.
victory.
The Bengals
Yeah,
game. Yeah, I just said we 2-0 at home. So hey,
right.
as long as I can go to Soldier Field and get a win, I'm good. But actually, I have to get the offense a B. They came out, like I said, that first series, we knew we was like, okay, this ain't no naggy stuff. That was some straight Bill Laser stuff. So I do get them a beat. They went down the field. They sustained drives. A lot of people got involved. Darnell Mooney had a fantastic game. A Rob had some clutch catches. And David Montgomery did his thing. I just hope this injury that they talk about he had, they talk about it might be a knee injury. So I'm hoping that that's not a bad injury. Damian Williams stepped up when he needed to. So all in all, I get an offensive B. The defense, I get him a B as well. I'm not gonna give him an A. I need to see a lot more for an A. And special teams, I get him a B as well. So overall, it was a B performance, a B plus performance by the entire team.
Hey Jay,
Ooh,
hey Jay,
Thanos is back. Okay.
hey Jay. Also, I know you gave the B as far as performance, but I do have a question for you. You just mentioned special teams, and I'm glad you did mention that. I had a few concerns with special teams on punt returns. I'm starting to notice that when the ball is kicked on punt, on punt formations, there is nobody near the guy when they catch the ball. That's concerning that your gunners are not getting down there. I mean, what's going on since you got a full view? What are you seeing as far as that? Because I've been noticing that in several games now where the gunners are not even on the screen yet.
Well, the way I look at that is the Bears have an outstanding punter. Pat O'Donnell is a very good punter, and a lot of times I think what happens is he outkicks his coverage. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And I do want to go back on special teams to mention our punt returning. This dude Webster, I can't pronounce his first name, so I just call him by his last name, Webster. Dude, you got to feel the ball. You have to feel. You are signed on this team to field punts, and you let 3 punts go today that wind up getting down inside the 10-yard line. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. But with our punt coverage, I think a lot of times Pat O'Donnell was out kicking the coverage.
And that was a bad
Okay,
call on
yeah,
that
I'm glad
one
you brought
penalty
that up, Jay.
on the punt coverage. He was actually blocked into the ball carrier. So I thought they should have picked that flag up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, that's a good observation as far as him out kicking punt coverage, and also what's his name? You said Webster. What's his
Webster,
last name?
the punt returner, Webster.
Webster.
Number 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you did bring up special teams because I did think on several occasions that did in fact happen. That's why they have fair catches. You fair catch the ball. You don't let the ball go over your head and it roll down to the 4-yard line, the 3-yard line in consecutive punts. You got
He did it 3
to get up
times
under
today.
that ball and fair catch it if that's what you're gonna do. That's what they got you back there to do. Not let the ball roll over your head and now your team had to go 97 yards. So I do see in that if he doesn't step up and feel that ball soon, he's gonna be sitting next to you and I watching on TV.
Hey, cause y'all got to remember what happened with Ted Ginn Jr. They put him back there to return punts. He didn't feel no punts. He was frying fish. He was frying fish the next week. So hey, it is what it is, man.
It is exactly. Hey, I'd like to
Fish were
thank everybody
delicious.
who tuned in today, watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch TV. Hey, Plank, what do you have before we close out?
Oh, nothing. I'm just excited. I don't have to be the angry guy because I was going to turn right back into Thanos / Jaye, but he actually did that much better than I could last week.
Well, I'm back to normal this week. I'm actually back to normal this week. I'm back to normal.
Boy,
Right.
you sound like Thanos does Johnny Mathis this week. You just so laid back. Like,
Yeah.
a W do that though, man.
Hey, a win is a win. I'll take it all day long. Like I say, the Bears, they actually got a home game, away game, a home game. So if every other week I can feel good about a win, especially going to Soldier Field, I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, how many with the odd number of games this year, being 17? How many home games do we have? I didn't look at the schedule in that reference to home game versus away game. Is it?
No, we only got 8 this year. We only got 8.
We only got home games.
Yeah,
and nine games.
We got 9 games on the road because they added that Raiders game, so that made it 9. So we got 8 games at home.
How does that work though? I mean, is it something that they alternate? Like, say next year the Bears get 9 home games.
Yeah. It's gonna alternate.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming that with the adding that one game, that also, at least for the Bears' point of view, it ended up falling where they're at home one week and on the road next week, which is a little kind of odd, right?
The only team in the NFL that got a schedule like this week. They're the only team in the NFL. They're the only team in the NFL this year that has alternate games every week. They don't have 2 road games back to back. They don't have 2 home games back to back. They're the only team in the NFL.
Okay. Hey, you know what? There's some advantage to that too. One advantage to that is if you get a road game victory, you get a chance to come back home.
Absolutely.
And get a back-to-back victory. So
absolutely,
that's one of the positives of that. Where sometimes if you're just on the road a couple of weeks in a row, you kind of get a bad, some losses. You sometimes need that home game to get you back going, and so the Bears get the opportunity to get that home game every other week. So that may have some positives too. But he would like to thank everybody who tuned us in today. Club Dub is back open and everybody smiling because, man, ain't nothing like Monday after Bears loss. I mean, my
Victory
God,
Monday.
Hey, say hi to Eddie Jackson at the valet at Club Dub.
They're not even gonna let Eddie Jackson in. He's not even gonna be able to get in Club Dub for a while. He's gonna have to show us something in order to get in. Yeah, he's just gonna be the valet parker. Matter of fact, we're gonna make him go old school, man, where the DJs used to have the music in the milk crates.
The flight case and the
milk crates. Hey, thank you all for tuning in. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.